We're back for hour 3. Thanks all. This is very exciting. This has been an adventure for all of us. So I see that there are still a plurality of people in watching. So thanks all for putting up with us as we're figuring it out.
Greetings, plurality.
Hakan, Hakan, you just uh, muted your camera for a second, and so what happens
Oh
is that
no.
Oh
then
no.
then the order of people get shuffled. So right now you're in Karen's spot, and Karen's in Kate's spot, and Kate's in
Oh,
your
I'm
spot.
so sorry.
No, it's okay.
How
It's
do we
okay.
fix that?
It's okay.
Can we
Um,
can
th-
we just do a chain of muting
yes,
until
yeah, we're gonna have to drop a chain here to get this done on time. So I think let's try this. Karen, will you mute your camera and come back?
Okay.
reshuffle into the right spots?
Okay. Now, Kate, will you do it?
Yep.
It's like the Brady Bunch trying to get in the right box.
Okay. That didn't.
Better?
It's almost Karen and Kate. You're swapped. Um,
Okay. Do you want me to try again?
you know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna switch to the screen that has just our heads without our names, so I won't even worry about it. So it's all good.
Okay.
We can sort that out at the next
Next break.
at the next break. So
Cool.
awesome. So we completed age 1 where we knew we were gonna go after some dirt on Strangford.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna push it to the limit and go for a big score.
And fire is involved because H2 is burning of the watch.
Yep.
I'll put that in
Yes.
So what do we know in the canon about this?
Well, let's pull that up. We've got a little snippet about it.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming I have the right. No. This is good radio. What we know, I'll pull up the whole thing
Okay.
as soon as I can. But the short version is that it. Never mind. I got it. A group of former Bluecoats turned to crime after being framed and expelled from the City Watch. The Grey Cloaks are all former Bluecoats that were framed for a crime committed by their watch station commander. Sure, they were skimming from the city's coffers and taking bribes like everyone else, but they didn't burn down the watch station and destroy the evidence in the case against Lord Strangford of the Leviathan Hunters. Several inspectors who were working the case know the truth, but can't prove anything yet. Lord Strangford would pay well to have these loose ends removed permanently.
Oh, so one note here. I think we were planning on playing the actual like transition of the burning of the watch from ages 2 to 3. So at the next age boundary.
Okay.
At least the way that so that would be sort of the culmination of what we play towards.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this age, I think that what we had talked about, and I'm fine with revising it if we think we should, is just that tensions between this group of Bluecoats and their watch commander are rising, presumably because either we've been found out or something with Strangeford has come to pass. What do we think about that?
I think, yeah, and he might suspect what's going on, or they might suspect what's going on with the evidence being stolen. And so it's going to end in us being accused of something that the watch commander actually did,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So is it that all this evidence was illicitly gathered by the watch commander as well, and then we steal it, and we're the ones framed for the original crime of stealing it? That's right.
I think that's all tasty. I like the idea that this is that we're trying to pull one over on the watch commander, and he's the one that ends up, or she's the, we haven't defined our watch commander yet, but I think the idea that we're trying to dupe them and get gotten in the process is some pretty beautiful irony there.
Cool. So
Do we want to spend
then,
a minute to define the Watch Commander? And I don't think that they're established in the fiction. We can pretty much do anything we want if we want to define it, or we can still leave it as just the Watch Commander for now. But a name might have some more oomph.
yeah, let's define this this Watch Commander, since they're going to kind of fuck us over pretty well later.
Yep. There's an unremarkable character in the setting named Crop, a constable of the watch who refuses bribes. I don't know if that describes our Watch Commander, but it might. And there's I don't think there's any others that are sort of like kind of up for grab, but we can just make up a name too of anyone that we like. What do you guys think about Commander?
I like that being the person. Like, is this person actually uncorruptible, and like they were legit gathering evidence against Lord Strangford that, you know, for an actual case, and we're like stealing it for
and we're stealing it for our personal gain. I like it. Cool. So Commander Crop. Let's get a good ring to it.
So then it sounds like that we are coming up, like rubbing up against Commander Crop, and tensions between us are coming to a head, especially as we try and steal more and more from like the blue coat coffers themselves. And it would probably make sense that we define how these tensions are being realized right now. Like, do you think that just that the Watch Commander is coming around more, that we are being disciplined in some way?
Shall we?
Yeah, I imagine Bug and Needle's plan went kind of south, and we could start with them having to do some kind of punitive work, or which would further put the payments to
jeopardy.
Yeah, exactly.
So we still want this evidence. So like this could still end with us like burning down the watchtower as our like last score to try to get it, I guess, right? And then going into hiding.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't burn down the watchtower.
I mean, well, we don't claim that we did.
Yeah.
So sorry, just to keep clear, what is our plan once we get this evidence? Are we turning that around for
I think the idea is
to try to clear our debt?
Exactly. I think we're going to try and, like, right now we're in debt with Strangford. If we have evidence against him that presumably is, again, way above our pay grade, like the city council is going to try and kick him out. This evidence is probably worth a lot more than our measly asses, but
so it sounds like, and I don't want to prescript too much, but so this could certainly change, but it sounds like we're gonna get caught trying to steal it, and then get blamed for destroying it when we weren't the ones that actually destroyed it. We definitely wanted to keep it safe.
Yep.
In our hands.
I think we did just get caught for stealing it, honestly. I think that's where we open up with is Needle and Bug just went for it, and it didn't go well.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, that is a good or terrible place to start from.
And I'm going first, I guess.
Okay.
Yep. Sounds good. Let's try, actually, since folks are getting enough lag anyway that maybe they will never notice this quick little bounce around. Let's try Kate. Kill your camera.
So stop video,
and come back. Oh, well, that time it just put you in the same spot. Fun times. All right, never mind.
You're welcome for ruining everything. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're back in this space. So yeah, let's do Hakan. Let's do your.
All right,
let's do Needles next.
So my cards are Friend, Discovered, Resource, and Taboo. And let me see. I'm thinking let's see. Since we did just get caught, right? And we're
Yeah,
probably
I feel like I have
getting-
a hunch at what word you're gonna pick, but
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Ooh, well, friend is always so nice.
it's such a friendly game.
I know. Yeah, so we're gonna, I think, do discovery.
Okay.
And let's see, what do I want to tie discovery to? So I'm thinking that we're going to tie. And so, Bug and Needle, are we like being kept under interrogation right now? Is that like?
Yeah, I mean,
what
I can imagine, I can imagine being suspended. I can imagine being having to do just like crap work. Like you've got to go do like work the beats, like be assigned. Like you know how we've said that that Needle doesn't actually really do any actual like cop work, like blue coat work. That we might be assigned to like a really crappy beat that takes up a lot of our time. Any of those sort of typical cop disciplinary actions seem appropriate, especially since I'm guessing we just didn't get very far. So like, what are you doing in the watch commander's office? Like they didn't know what we were going after necessarily.
Oh.
It was
We
just
are
like,
surrounded by blue coats, right? Yeah.
and we think like, oh, they're drunk enough, they won't notice.
Oh God.
The door unclicks and everyone just turns around and looks. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, let's see. So discovery then. I kind of like then the idea that let's make this a discovery tied to blue coats.
That makes sense.
So since we are blue coats, and we've been discovered as like blue coats that potentially are not only like working towards our own game, but also like kind of in
stealing from the communal coffer, stealing from the blue
exactly
coat
like
coffers.
an
Yeah,
actual violation of like blue coat standards, right? Like
Yeah.
or whatever.
that's why I thought you were gonna go with taboo. I was like, oh yeah, but I like discovery as like us being discovered.
Yeah, so this I think what I'm going to look for is a word here that's tied for like when blue coats find evidence within themselves of something that has gone wrong, right? Or like when they discover treacherous people within the blue coats themselves is what I'd like to kind of think of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's interesting because I feel like I want a better sense of what code blue coats, like if you are a dutiful blue coat, do you feel you're abiding by? Because it seems like there's some just background noise of like treachery and like mayhem that ends up happening in the day-to-day of Duskfall and in our own beats. But like, is there something that is, I don't know, that we abide by? Is there a blue coat code?
Yeah.
I
think don't steal from each other is probably on that. Like if there's got to be like
Don't
some.
steal from the Watchmen, certainly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So what could being discovered for violating the blue coat's own internal unwritten code be?
Yeah.
And this is something that like we would be referring to as well. So this could be something like.
I wonder if in building out, and I don't want to add too much to the fiction if we feel like it's detracting, but if we can imagine like almost like what the blue code initiation looks like maybe there's some tangible thing that ends up happening in that initiation, almost as part of like, you can even imagine like a handshake or a salute or something that we are not honoring anymore, and that this discovery kind of calls into question.
Sure. Well, yeah, the swearing in, and I'm sure that's absolutely a ceremony. I mean, I don't know if blue coats wear any sort of pins or insignia or anything else like that as well. But I mean, I know that they're walking the blue line. I know that their coat is their sign of office in general. But like there may be, it might be like the way you wear your lapel, like the way you wear your collar or something like that, like the collar up or the collar down or something like that. It's just like kind of like a hanky code kind of thing of like a sign
so
of
if you're caught with your collar up
caught
or
with your
something,
collar up. Yeah, exactly. Like having your
Okay.
that's blue coat being discovered, like actively acting against other blue coats, like not only just doing something criminal, but like something that the blue coats would like
right.
kick out for, right? Or like severely discourage. Yeah, I like that. So how about being caught with your collar up?
Yeah, I like it. What do you think?
Popping your collar.
Given my understanding
Nice.
of Karen's fashion,
Total dude bro. Yeah.
What?
given my understanding of Karen's fashion sense, this seems like an appropriately egregious name of having wearing your collar up.
I like that guy in, what was it, the first day of camp, Wet Hot American Summer, and he had like 4 collars.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
All pops.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were all and they were all like pastel. It was so good.
Yes, the preppy guys from across the way. This game has a history of collars. Cantor Haig, before he decided to be something out of an opera, was a guy who just like walked around with as many collars as he possibly could. Every coat had to have 3 collars.
Got it.
Yeah. Caught with your
Perfect.
collar
Okay,
up.
so being caught with your collar up is a discovery amongst the blue coats of illicit doings internally, right? So this is definitely like, I would assume this is discussing what Needle and Bug have done, right? But I kind of like this to be a discussion about that rather than between us. And so Svet and Vale, would you be up for talking about it and like
Yeah.
seeing where that goes?
Totally.
So Svet, are you still running the beats?
Yeah.
Are you still clean your coat on a regular basis?
Yeah, definitely. I think we all, well, yeah. I'm still cleaning my coat. Yes.
Okay, good. In that case, maybe you're busted up a little, right? Like you probably need some stitches from now and again, right? And I think Braden would be the one to give it to you. So, yeah, go ahead.
It's I think it's worth noting that if both Bug and Needle are like in trouble somehow, that means they can't be cleaning their coats. So others might have to make up their chain.
Yeah.
Gross. Someone's got to go rattling.
Yeah.
I think we cut in kind of mid conversation, and Braden is saying, and so if I'm using more of the supply, and then if they all go to you and they say, where is all this gauze going anyways, Vale? And I say, well, it's all going to Needle. And then they're going to say, well, what's Needle doing? And then it comes back to us. See, we can't be the ones that are using all of the extra supplies.
I mean, since we've been caught with our collar up, I mean,
yeah,
you know that. I know that. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years. This is just getting to be too much. Do we even have enough for the next chain?
No, it's very light.
Well,
they were supposed to fix it.
I have been. Yeah.
This is my fault. I said we needed to do something big.
And we tried. This isn't your fault. Braden, this isn't your fault.
I just wanted one big chain, and then we'd be done.
You know, I used to like this. I mean, I used to like coming here, this place. My day is Strange Devils now. That is my day. Like, there was pleasure in going about and doing and just being a blue coat. And I guess I just got to put that aside, though.
He kind of, pats you on the shoulder a little bit because he doesn't really know what else to to do. He's really bad at actually comforting people, but people always talk to him while he's patching them up. So it's very much like, they're there. He says, well, we need to help them.
Yeah, we do. We do, Braden. Cool.
Nice. Got there.
Mm-hmm.
I realized too, we keep on playing without the prompts. I forgot.
Oh.
Prompt
What was
what?
the prompt?
It's hope in an unexpected place.
What was it?
Hope in an unexpected place. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was good. I think if we're in the middle of this crappy watchtower and things are not good times, and the two of us are kind of like sharing a minute of like, hey, remember when this was fun?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that like Bug and Needle were the ones who got caught. Like you two could have just been like, whatever, we're not helping them. So I think for us there's a certain degree. I think for Bug and Needle there's a certain degree to which like we didn't know that we'd have any help, So I think that's unexpected as well.
Very true.
Cool.
I like the I'm 10 years into it. I kind of view Stev as also being like, I'm like 2 weeks away from retirement.
Yeah.
One last job. What could go wrong?
Yep. I feel like that's
Nice.
what we got to do right now is one last job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
Right.
Who was after me? Was it you, Karen?
I think it was.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
Also, at Con, when you have a chance, I need a new card to replace Unit of Time. But
So, yep.
It's no worries.
now.
no worries.
I want to take piece of technology, because Sean and I were talking the other day about that flamethrower that got created in the book, and I think that would be fun to bring into this world.
Go on.
And so I'm wondering what type of slang word we would have for what is in essence a weird sparkcraft flamethrower.
Nice. Where do you think that this is?
Just to put Chekhov's gun out there. I mean, there's going to be a fire. So
Yeah. No. Got it.
It's
Got it.
the-
Got it. Is it something we
Yeah.
like? Is it something that we like confiscated or that we like took?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I think it got confiscated, and it's kind of it's one of those things that's sitting there, and everybody's looking at it like, well, I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, because it's probably like demon or ghost powered or something. Like there's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this sounds maybe tied to, like, if this is something in the possession of the Bluecoats and something that the Bluecoats as a whole are dealing with, it potentially sounds tied to that aspect. And we'll find a word like related to that. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we have a particular term for something like the word contraption or
Yep.
or widget or something. There's a word for like, well, that's a thing, that's a weird thing.
No. So that we'd have a reason to like encode it. Is it specifically a thing that we have in evidence? Like, is it specifically?
Yes.
Okay. So whatever term we're using.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking because like if it was just a neat contraption, right? And it wasn't something that the Bluecoats could just talk about it openly. But if it's something specifically that we have in evidence that we have to take out of evidence, then it makes sense to not want to say, hey, that flamethrower we just got? Let's go take that flamethrower, right? Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's particular to us. So it's like something we want to pilfer. That's been checked in evidence. Okay.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I got my eye on this like shiny thing that.
Yeah. I don't know why we want the flamethrower, but somehow this is going to help our friends.
I think we could use it in extortion. I mean, I think it could be like something where we're like, we're gonna go threaten places to burn down their buildings now. Like we're gonna like have a
or we'll just sell it back to the people that we took it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You want this back?
Yeah. I bet the Sparkrights were the ones who made it.
It's worth a lot
They're,
of coin.
The
Yeah.
Sparkrights are crazy inventors. They made the lightning tower, and maybe they figured out a way to make like a portable lightning flamethrower gun thing. I'd believe
Yeah,
it.
those all sound great.
Yeah.
Okay, so something with the word spark, then,
what
or
aspect are
related
you
to that.
tying it to?
I am tying it to.
Like, if you want to focus on the fact that we use it for extortion, tying it to extortion would make sense. If you want to focus on this like a piece of evidence, then probably tying it to the code would make more sense.
Yeah, I'll tie it to blue coats.
Mhm.
I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so this is the term that we've made up specifically to talk about this flamethrower that we want to sneak out of evidence to go one way or another turn into cash.
Yep.
I mean,
All
it,
right.
it could be something like really, really boring in terms of like an article number or something, right? Like in evidence, like Article 7AB or something. But
Yeah, but we wouldn't want like the actual article number.
yeah,
Right.
So
that's another super boring.
It could be an article number of something else that like everybody knows has been missing forever. Like it's like a thing that's like technically still in the books, but like it's just never been around. Like, and that becomes the stand-in for everything that like every bit of evidence that you might steal or pilfer.
Maybe like, what was the commander's name again? Is it
Crop.
Crop. I was thinking just something like that you would be looking for might just be like Crop's glasses that they lost like forever ago.
Oh yeah, something that
That was
Okay.
actually lost at some point, and it's like, yeah, I don't know where Crop's glasses went. They just grew legs and walked away one day. I've been looking
Okay,
for them.
I like that.
I like
So we'll
that.
say Crop's glasses are referring to this flamethrower that we're going to get out.
and I think it could probably
and
be
in a larger sense, it means anything that might just grow legs and walk away.
That probably has some reason why you're not referring to it, I guess.
right. Well, yeah, I like that.
Unless you're actually
So
talking
what-
about Crop's glasses.
So what has happened right now with Needle and Bug? Like, where are you guys?
Where do you want to put that, Agon? I like the idea. I like both the idea that we may be suspended and like our blue coats are taken away. We're not expelled yet, but we're suspended, or that we're just given the crappiest work. But I'd be open to others as well.
I like having crappy work. I think that's better than not getting a chance to like having the beats where they know we're gonna get beat up and like beat up them, right? Like I bet we're getting roughed up pretty hard. And then one thing that I'm thinking about is maybe like, since there is this evidence against Lord Strangford, like our plan could just become to like actually try to like have a deal with Lord Strangford where we get rid of the evidence at this point too, right?
Yep.
That's one way we take it. What do you think, Bug?
Yeah, I like that. So where I envision this, but Sarah in her cheerful nature's like, we've been assigned this work. That's bullshit. Let's go talk to Strangford and tell him that we got dirt on him and that we can give it back to him.
Okay. So who would accompany Vale on that? Because I think Vale is gonna feels like he's gonna be more level-headed than you guys in doing this.
Oh,
This
so you're actually
offer.
going to go and talk? Yeah.
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 So I let's make trouble. Yeah, let's have Needle and Bug and Vale
Okay. Cool.
All right.
doing this.
So
is
we're-
that okay? That Stev's out of the scene.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. And so the scene prompt is an expression of fear about the technology.
Awesome.
I don't think that'll be hard to do.
Cool. So are you framing it like in the evidence locker where we're like standing around looking at it, or do you want to
Yeah, I like the idea of us all just looking at it and nobody wants to touch it and like be the one to pick it up and take it. And there's a small window of time when like we could just take it right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we're all a little afraid of it. Because none of us know how it works. Uh, so
Awesome.
Do you know how this thing works, Vale? What's he's kind of like,
I mean, I think that's the part that you point away from you.
And there's like, I think there's like a pilot flame. There's like this, like there's at the end of it, there's like this just constant arcing, like it's a really low spark.
Yeah.
It's like, and if you like get your hand
we
next
haven't
to
even
it,
figured out how to turn it off.
yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
But there's, then there's those buttons, and I don't know if those two wires are supposed to be exposed like that, or
I don't know.
maybe we just put it in a bag.
Bug kind of looks over her shoulder, looks out, sees that there's like other cops kind of, other blue coats kind of milling outside the evidence locker. It's like, well, we haven't been able to fight, we've been too busy fighting devils out on the streets because of working in Char Hollow. It's been the worst. So if there's any time to, find Crop's glasses, I think now is it. She's kind of playing lookout with the idea that the two of you could grab it when the coast is clear.
But what would we do with this? I mean,
It's
if we had these glasses,
You could see better. Again, we're not 100% sure that Bug does know exactly what the word means.
Lord, I mean, from what I hear, strange devils need glasses sometimes, or they have use for glasses. Their eyesight isn't always so great.
that is a thing that I've heard.
Look, we take the glasses, we sell them to whoever will pay for us, and that helps us fight them devils, okay? It doesn't have to be complicated.
But do you know what we're talking about?
All right. And he Vale just kind of grabs like a burlap sack and tries to just scoop the whole thing into it. Or actually, I'll be a little bit smarter and say something that's been waxed and is fire repellent, because this does have like a pilot light that won't go out.
Yep.
All right, let's just see what we can do with this then. We'll figure it out, but there's got to be something that we can do with these freaking glasses, right?
Oh, God.
And I think at this point, Needle like has his collar down, and I reflexively kind of flips it up a little bit, right, to kind of like give a little bit of cover as they're sneaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Vale chuckles a little bit at that. I was like, well, I don't think you want your collar up right now.
Nice.
Starts whistling inconspicuously. Right? Yeah, let's get out of this watchtower.
Rolling in some
Yep,
gold chains. Bugs.
All right.
Bug thinks we've hit the mother load. This is great.
Yeah.
We should just steal all the crazy rare evidence out of lockup. It's a perfect plan.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a
plan.
good one.
All of
It's a
Crep's
great
glasses. We should just steal them and sell them or whatever. Sure, it's gonna work. She's the worst
All right.
cop ever.
Mhm.
All right, who's up
Nice.
next?
All right, I think I'm up. I should look
You're
at
up?
those
Okay.
things. Yep. I am. What do I look like? All right. Karen, did you say you were cool with the idea of us using this as a way to extort other places, or did you sort of envision that we were selling it? Because I kind of like the idea.
I left it open. We can decide, like, do we want to use it now to just be like even more scary when we
Yeah.
uh
All right. I'm
when
gonna.
we
Trial and error
knock places
involved.
over, or we could try to, if we knew where it came from, we could try to sell it back to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna big shock here. I'm going to choose Vice as my as
Nice.
my term, and the prompt is a brief moment of relief. Um, so I'm going to tie vice to extortion, because I think this is it. And Bug's grand plan, because she doesn't see how like we can use a flamethrower against Strangford. Like that doesn't make any sense to her. But Bug's grand plan is that there are plenty of businesses that would be a damn shame if they burnt down, and this is how we could get the serious money out of somebody. And I want to go after like a big fish. Obviously not as big as Strangford, but and Sean being the setting guru, I should have an idea in mind, but nothing's coming to mind. I say we know that a bunch of gangs operate out of hold on, I have a better plan. The gray cloaks in the setting have some enemies. Their enemies are their enemies are the blue coats and Lord Strangford. So that doesn't really help us.
Does Lord Strangford have a series of related businesses that maybe, or like business ties that we might step on here?
Yeah, sure.
Something in the dealings of demon blood?
Well, I mean, he provides it absolutely. So we could
Okay.
like try and like we could like okay. So two targets I can think of. One is Strangford House, which is where uh oh no, it's not. It's not an orphanage. It's where a bunch of orphans grow up outside of. Sorry, I misremembered it. So there's the grand fence estate of the powerful Strangford family, perched on the hill and a private island overlooking Char Hollow. But that's just his house. That's not really interesting. So I'm gonna say let's go with your idea, Kate, and let's knock over one of his like Leviathan oil shipments, because I'm sure Leviathan blood. I'm sure Leviathan blood and fire cannot possibly go wrong.
That'll be fine.
Worth a lot
So
of money.
And extorting the extorter.
yeah. So okay. So we need a word for this.
Is it just that this is like the biggest score that we know of in town? Is that
exactly?
why we're going
I think what it was is that when one of our chains came up, we saw this shipment come in, and we're like, that is worth more than like that would be our mother, that would be the mother load right there. So I think we kind of are hip to it. We knew about it because of our paying our debt. So yeah.
Yeah, and Vale and Stev were trying to put their heads together to figure out like we need to come up with something, and we need to come up with something fast, and help Beetle and Bug as well.
Yep.
This is all we got.
Yeah, and our solution is
Yeah,
stick up.
this is it.
So we're gonna. There's like an armored carriage that's like bulletproof, sword proof, everything else proof, but we're gonna stick up an armored carriage with a flamethrower.
With a flamethrower. Oh yeah.
There we go.
It's a great idea.
This is a great idea. I like it.
Yes.
To throw a little bit more of a I will describe it in the scene actually to make it even a little spookier. But okay, so the word I think though, like the word is for vice, but I think in our case the vice is a big score, I think that's what we're talking about, because it's a brief moment of relief. It's the idea that we would have the heat off of us for a while, even though
the brief moment of relief is the scene prompt, isn't it?
yeah, it's the scene prompt.
Yeah.
All right. So
I still think interpreting device as this big score is perfectly fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's see. So it's going to be something that we're calling this big score, right? So I guess we probably got this flamethrower and we had to like plan a little bit for what's going on, right? So we have to agree on some word to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so major factors in this plan are fire, demon blood, Lord Strangford, right? What can we say to make this sound innocuous?
Well, simply because it just came up in game earlier on, is we had to take the dog out to go on a walk. So like we might have like we need to take the cat out or something like that, as like we need to take the whatever like thing, the flamethrower or whatever. Like we need to take this out, as though it's like we gotta take it on a walk or something like that. Like a normal thing that happens.
Would just be another euphemism for like I have to go pee.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty much. That's
Miss Murphy's locker.
that's
Visit Miss Murphy's locker.
what's that?
Oh yeah, there's a variety of terms of how to cover up for peeing. My favorite is visiting Miss Murphy's locker.
That's Murphy's locker.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Just so that I'm clear, are we connecting that with extortion?
Yes, we're gonna take extortion. Yep. We're gonna.
So let's see.
We're going to try and we're in extortion in the loosest sense, in that this is a show of force to take stuff from other people. We're going to use this new weapon we have to take a big score.
Yeah, so maybe what could it be? We already have the strange devils at work, right?
Yeah.
Like it could be something around that again. Like
since it's like Sparkcraft, it could be talking about the weather, because it's like Sparkcraft is about power on like a lightning instance. It could be like it's bad weather outside or something like that. Like it's really stormy or something like that. Some weather euphemism that basically means
the
we're gonna
word just popped into my mind was making it rain, but I was like, that's not gonna work. Right.
Or something about like right before a storm when like the atmosphere is like really charged.
Yeah.
Like staticky.
Yeah, we just wouldn't want to do anything that was too closely tied to electricity, but I like that a lot. Like I don't want to be like the barometric pressure is low, even though that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah.
And are we naming? We're gonna name the act itself. Like this whole plan has a name, and that's what we're referring.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really just like the name of this plan that we clearly see as
I think something simple like bad weather or raining like hell or
Thunder Run was the one that pops into my head.
Thunder Run.
If Bug was naming it, I feel like it would be Thunder Run. But yeah, I don't know.
Let me think.
Yeah, but bad weather, or like, bad weather's coming up. Like it's like that might work.
I see bad weather on the horizon. There's clouds out. We know it's gonna be bad weather. I know it's kind of simple, but I think simple might make sense here.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Okay. So we're gonna call the word bad weather, and it means vice, or in this case, sort of indulging our vice. And in that case, it's extortion.
All right.
Cool. Nice. So I think I want to see with all four of us, if that's permissible, because we're sitting around. We're standing in the we're standing in the. I kind of want to cut to the like it's just about to happen rather than the planning scene. Like maybe we have a little like montage of us all like poking and prodding at the thing, like terrified, and then Vale gets it to work. Like Vale's like, okay, we figured it out, and then the next thing is like we stick a dagger in a map on a it's a scene right out of the book, right?
That's my good map.
Right. Stick a dagger in it, and the next thing we cut to is it's drizzling, and there's this big armored coach coming down, and the coach has nothing appears to be pulling it. It's a coach, and it's got like a driver on the top. Like there's a person, but there's no. Normally, the coaches in Duskwall are pulled by goats, but this one like appears to be moving on its own, And for those of us that are like savvy to it, we know that this like coach is actually a hull. It's an inanimate object with like a ghost spirit bound into it, so it can drive on its own. It's crazy wealthy. Like nobody has this kind of stuff, but the Strangfords do. And so like no horses can be spooked, and there's probably like people inside as well, but there's only like one driver that's exposed on the outside, and they're and so that's like what we see kind of coming our way is this horseless carriage rolling on its own volition, all like armored up and heavy, and we're standing in the rain getting ready for it.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we knew this was coming for a while. Is everyone ready?
Bug looks at Vale and is like, Bug looks at Braden and is like, Braden, you totally got this. You're ready for bad weather, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready.
I feel like Stev exchanges a knowing glance with Braden, just feeling like we're in over our heads.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably
Never should have
excited
gotten tangled up with these two.
Well, you're probably excited about this, Stev. You won't have to clean your coat for a while after this.
It's true. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to what we were meant to do on these streets, right?
Keeping your collar down, going out.
Yeah, like that. Let's get this. Let's clear this bad weather.
Yeah, no more fighting strange devils for you, Stev. We're gonna be in the clear.
Yeah.
After
You
this.
kids and your shenanigans, like do what we will, but once this bad weather's behind us, then we can get everything back sorted.
All right, let's rain on these chains.
Nice. So I imagine like Needle just like stepping in front of this carriage, to halt them, and do we cut there, or do we want to see? I think we can cut there. We don't need to.
Yeah, let's cut there and figure out what's going on. Because
Awesome.
I have. Yeah, let's see. So we. Do you think it works? Do you think we get this? Like,
I feel like we're such. Well, I mean, we're not like incompetent, but I do feel like we're always biting off more than we can chew. I would be okay with it.
So one way.
working.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but
No.
one thing that sometimes can help is let's see what the conversation prompts for the next word chosen is.
Sure.
And
a
then
good idea.
that'll let us kind of decide whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. Does that sound reasonable?
Interesting.
That sounds great.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am next then. I have some fun words here. None of them are positive. So
Oh no.
death is one of the words. Letting go of the dead. Past is another. And worry. Do we think that we paid the ultimate price? Well, certainly some.
Not all of us.
Not all of us, right? And I don't think that, and I don't think that any of us right now are actually dead. But
I mean, it's certainly possible that one of us could have died in that stick up. Like I'm sure it wasn't an easy thing. I'm always fine with death. So if you want to kill Bug, she can come back as a ghost. She can
that's
God.
she can just be a memory. Like if you're liking death, I am all for that thing not like maybe working, but at a really bad cost.
cool. Then I think let's go for that. I would say that. So I'll choose death, and we'll tie it to. Man, I guess it's definitely being tied to extortion, but at this point, I feel like the most prominent.
Or death,
Sure,
right? Like
Huh?
if we're
Or
blaming
death.
Springford for this, then tying it to death would be very natural.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, so then
Yeah.
I'll do that instead. We'll tie it to the crushing debt, but I really want to feature like I think that there's a moment here where it sounds like Bug dies just in the aftermath of whatever goes down. No?
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was just
Oh, okay.
trying
Oh, I
for
see.
Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bug would be like out there in the street with her guns, being like, "We're blue coats, pull over!" Like just like making like a big joke of like being blue coats, and just being like you gotta do what we say because we wear the blue. And she like flips her collar up, like just as like a sign of defiance, and just like. As soon as they resist, she just starts shooting like way too early. And there's guys inside with like muskets and stuff, and just I think she
Just blow her away.
I think
Yeah.
Are you wielding the flamethrower?
no, I think you were. Well, I mean, whoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I figured out how to make it work, but that doesn't mean that I wanted to actually operate.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think Bug is more a distraction, so that when the flamethrower comes out,
Okay.
it catches them off guard, and they're like, their rifles are spent. They've like fired
Got
their
it.
shot, and so now they can't do anything, and they got to reload. And suddenly, there's a flamethrower in there. But in that moment, Bug just was like making a joke of it, like, "You got nothing on us because we're blue coats, ha ha ha." She just fired some shots and they all bounced off the metal armor. But then boom. She gets hit, and there's like the slow motion a thing where she like gets hit. The rain is coming down. It's terrible weather. The lightning cracks along the thing, and we see her fly back and land in the mud. And she's just still.
Shit.
And I think at this point, like the whole rest of the plan probably goes to shit, right? Like that. There's little that we can do to recoup after like we see Bug face down in the mud. And we just
do bluecoats have whistles or anything?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I feel like at that point, if we had kind of been remaining hidden, we might have like started whistling and run out as if we had just heard something happen, and we're in the area and we're not at all part of the robbery.
Not all in possession of illicit flamethrower technology.
I feel like the carriage might just keep moving.
Oh, that is actually that's
like they might just decide to go.
Yeah, really good too. Where it's just like this completely mundane thing. They just go about the way with
Right, the
with the loss of-
flamethrower
They're
like
rich. They can do anything.
the flamethrower licks the edges of it, and the carriage is just like whatever. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire does not beat metal.
Right. No.
Okay, yeah. So then for this, then what I'm imagining is, so we're tying death to this incident around our crushing death. That is also actually, it's pretty closely tied to the bad weather as well. Like given that this directly came out of our, out of this instance, I feel like that we talk about your death, Bug's death, as just a way to refer to death in general, but also like this particular failure for us, which is like the failure of the highest degree. So if anything, I think I'm gonna change it again and actually move death back to extortion so that it can be related to bad weather, because it's really related to your death out of this particular incident.
right.
Sure.
Do we want to cover this up? Do we want to say that Bug was shot in the line of duty?
Oh yeah.
I mean, are we going to try to say, Bug was attacked?
Oh yeah, I think we'll have to.
Oh yeah, and
Like we're gonna have to lie about what happened to Bug.
right.
Very naturally.
And that may be like the particular brand of kind of death cover story that we talk about, sort of like Bug's death. What I was imagining in terms of how we'd refer to it is like something tying Bug back to blue coat. So like the kind of blue coat that Bug was. Bug's blue almost is what jumped out at me.
Yeah, or just like, whatever excuse it was, like becomes what we call like whenever someone gets hurt or dies in, while doing something they really weren't supposed to, right?
I can imagine that this is a term that like maybe like if it's based off of the explanation that we give for Bug's death, like it means something a little different for each of us depending on how you do that. Like ultimately it's the explanation that we have to give to the rest of the blue coats and our superior. But like if I like I can imagine that like Stev is really torn up about it, but also felt like that there was some, I don't know, like there was a lot of chutzpah that went into doing something like that there was some bravery as a part of it, right? So then like to talk about this cover story for Bug's death means some amount of admiration, like a death in sort of a noble death in some way, though this was not a noble death.
Mm-hmm.
Fake Alex Blue reminded me that at the beginning of this game I said I was treat Bug well. And I just want to say I'm very sorry. You're right. I said I was going to treat Bug well, and then I drove her like a stolen car. But she is gone. But maybe she will come back as a ghost or something like that.
Come back in ghostly ways.
Oh God.
Yeah. No. I like that death being a sign for everyone of a feeling of defeat and you know and it being interpreted personally to each person.
Cool. Now for a term for it, then this is just really like the referring to Bug's death in particular. So the way that we would talk about it among ourselves.
Could be something like paying the weatherman. Could be like getting caught out in bad weather.
I'd love for Bug's name to feature in it. So
there's a lot of kind of callous names I can think of, like a bug swatter, or like bug, like a couple got mentioned in chat, which were, you know, got bugged or bugged out. All of those seem okay, but they also
squished.
Yeah, no, and that's totally appropriate, but they feel a little callous compared to how our reaction would be. So it seems like we wouldn't be so cavalier about it, but I don't know. They might be.
Yeah.
Scuttled off this mortal coil.
Yeah, you know, I'm almost even like, I'm thinking of it more as a noun, like just the way that we refer to the death itself. So like, you know, this is like
it could be Bugs anything, like, you know, like Bugs chain, Bugs collar, Bugs coat, Bugs something that like Bugs gun. I don't know.
like Bug's coat, or just kind of, it really just goes back to like what Bug's position was in all of this and how what you did got us to where we are right now. And that was really
your flash in the coat.
Yep. And it also ties back into a lot of the other things we've drawn in around like everyone's allegiance to the Bluecoats through how they are signifying it with like the collar raised, or how
clean their coat is, or that
how
kind of
clean
thing.
their coat is.
Right. Like you can never get cleaner than a ghost coat. Just saying.
You can never get cleaner than a ghost coat. That's true. All right. Yeah,
Let's call it Bug's coat.
All right, let's do it.
All right. You gonna copy it over, Hikon? Awesome.
Yeah, doing it now.
And I'm imagining that it's just kind of like said hurriedly. So it's almost like become a one word in itself. So it's not even like two words. It's just Bug's coat.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Bug's coat.
Nice. Like blue coat, but Bug's coat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
And then you can also imagine that maybe like by wearing Bug's coat or being a Bug's coat is, you know, what exactly that means to us. Like, you know, stepping out and doing, like paying the ultimate price probably in the line of a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now we need...
And there may be an element also which like Bug's coat was sort of your protection too. It was like what helped other people not get shot. It could take on like a sense of a protective, like a sacrifice, but
ultimate sacrifice for.
Yeah. All right.
So let's frame a scene.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
So the prompt on this is letting go of the dead, which which makes sense. I think then I can just imagine maybe even just fast forward in time a few weeks after the incident itself. So we aren't doing like an immediate post reaction to what's happened, but like we had to carry on with the rhythm of our lives, and I'm imagining that that everyone but Bug is there, which makes sense. Sadly,
How far ahead in the future is that? Let me ask a magical blades question. Is it more than 3 days in the future?
ooh, I don't know the full consequences to this answer, but I will say yes.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
no.
mean
Oh no.
the general lore is that after 3 days, a ghost rises from the body, and so whenever somebody dies, the bells toll and spirit wardens come out and collect the bodies and burn them immediately, unless you, of course, steal the body away or do some other sort of business. But like by this time, by 3 days, you would know if we didn't interfere, we would know the spirit wardens would have cremated Bug. Like she would have had to,
or we would have taken the body and done it ourselves.
Yeah, I mean it takes electroplasm
Possibly.
and all this work, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
Cool. Do we think we would have taken Bug's body with us? Maybe. Like, I think we really were trying to get out with our skins at that point.
That's true.
I don't
say we
imagine,
left.
and it's not like any of us are like whispers that like talk to.
Can't really do much.
Yeah,
Maybe we took your coat though, and that's how this word came about. Right?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Maybe took the coat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So you were probably taken and cremated at this point, right? And
So is the consequence for that? Oh, sorry, that you
the
could
ghost will not come.
The ghost will not come. Okay.
As long as everything went according to plans.
Right. Under normal circumstances, body cremated, ghost gets incinerated, and you're fine. If somehow Bug didn't go through normal operations, maybe her ghost could be around.
Cool.
We'll see. I'm not married to either idea. Yeah.
Then I think that where this is set is that we haven't. So we don't know what happened to Bug's body. We left and then have just kind of carried on with our normal patterns of extortion and like trying to get to the next chain and just make it through the day. And I think that we're at really just maybe at headquarters again. And then kind of each of us, maybe we look over in headquarters, each of us there kind of like counting what we're getting ready to pay. And we just see something that reminds us of Bug, potentially Bug's coat or yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like, do we go through that? Yeah, I think that's a great start to the scene. Cool. And so it's the three of us then?
It's the three of us.
Great.
So how's your coat?
It's as clean as it's gonna get. But I just don't even. Oh no. Bug's coat's coming for all of us. As long as we're fighting these strange devils every day in and out, I don't see how we're getting out of this.
Yeah. Strange Bird just wants more and more. It's going up. Price we pay day after day.
I hear the chains every day.
We thought bad weather was enough. I thought this was going to be the end of it. You said it was going to be the end of it.
Who were you accusing of that?
Both of you.
Oh yeah.
Yelling, I think, into the void.
Yeah.
Well, fuck this. You know what Bug and I tried to do that one time? We tried to go in and we tried to find
Mm-hmm.
what the commander's keeping in there on the devils.
Mm-hmm.
But they stopped us. They took us away.
Well, I don't think we should just try again. I mean, it didn't work the first time.
Maybe, but we still got the glasses somewhere.
Yeah.
I really don't want to. I really don't want to touch those glasses again.
Yeah,
I think as you say that, there's like there, this is an old tower. It's creaky. There's all sorts of like nothing. It's not airtight at all. And so like a kind of a wind goes through. And as you say, I don't want to touch those glasses again. Like the buckles on Bug's coat like rattle against each other a bit as like
Nice.
they're like hanging on the coat's hanging on the wall and they rattle slightly.
I am going to do what Bug and I tried to do. And I'm not going to... Look, Bug's coat's not coming for me. I don't care what it's doing for both of you, but I'm getting whatever's there, and I'm getting Lord Strength off my back. And y'all can either be with this or not.
look, Bug's coat's not coming for me either. We've already been caught. Like, Watchman knows what's up, right? We've been caught with our collars up. We have a short chain ahead of us. We got to do something. I thought that was the biggest that bad weather was supposed to be it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, are you going to help me with this or not, Stev?
Yeah. I'll help.
Vale?
Yeah, I'll help.
All right.
Bug's coat is coming for us all, sooner or later.
It's coming for us all, but we're not going to let it come easy. All right, and then I think we're going to go to... Where were the glasses kept? Did we just keep it ourselves? Like
The
we had
flamethrower?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. We, scooped it up.
Yeah.
Maybe Vale's got it.
Vale's got it in his apartment or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're just wrapping H2 and we're a little over an hour, so let's go ahead and let's take a break and then let's figure out what
Okay.
we do with in the third age. All right.
right.
Well, so we're taking a 5-minute break?
Yeah. And right now.